Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. That feels so weird to say because I have been out of the country in Canada for the last month. Kind of weird to record, but I'm happy to be back. Before we start anything else, these are the movies we will be talking about today. And there will be minor or maybe even severe spoilers, so I suggest going and watching these and then coming back. And maybe I'll save you some time. These are the movies. If you want to click off and watch them, I don't know. There goes my audience retention, but who cares? I am so tired of shit taking up our time these days with so many ads. You probably got like 3 ads before this video. But as I said, there may be spoilers in this video, so keep that in mind when you continue forward. It's like a book club. It's the Zeark book club, except we watch horror movies and then we come back and we discuss them together. Also, if you enjoy the content, please subscribe and please comment your scariest horror movie in the comments below. All right, let's deep dive into this and let's get our spooky pants on. So in order to actually feel something recently with the horror movies I've been watching, I steered clear away from any American films. I was knee deep, ankle deep inside of Asian horror movies this month. The first movie I decided to watch was Tale of Two Sisters. And in hopes of not offending anybody, this is the original Korean name here, but this Korean title actually translates to Rose Flower and Red Lotus, which I thought was really interesting and very fitting for this film. The synopsis of this film reads, and really quickly, if I pronounce the names wrong in the synopsis, just kiss me on the mouth or something, I don't know. After being institutionalized in a mental hospital, Korean teen Soo-mi reunites with her beloved sister, Soo-yeon, and they return to live at their country home. The girl's father has remarried, and the siblings are immediately resentful of his new wife. As Soo-mi and Soo-yeon try to resume their regular lives, strange events start occurring in this house, leading to surprising revelations and a shocking conclusion. Before I say anything about this film, I just really quickly want to mention the score. This movie's score, genuinely, maybe one of the best I've ever had the pleasure of listening to. The beautiful, almost Ghibli-inspired orchestral pieces were absolutely stunning, and I was genuinely not expecting to hear this level of music in this film at all. And when it came to the scares, the score really stepped in. The little creaks in the wood floors that characters were slowly stepping around, trying to quietly walk and see what was going on in this haunted house. It immensely added to the scares. I absolutely love the score. I even wrote here in my notes to emphasize how much I genuinely loved the sound design and music in this film. I wonder if there's a soundtrack because holy shit, it is, guys, it's amazing. And the cinematography is nothing to scoff at either. There are some truly artistic and beautiful shots in this film, and the cinematography tells a story on its own sometimes. Kinda wish I didn't start with this film because it made all the other ones literally look bad. Like, not that they're actually bad movies, they genuinely just did not look as good or even close or sound as good. I wish I maybe ended with this one or something. I know I said minor spoilers in this video, but I really think you should see how you feel about this movie yourself before I even talk about anything. So please, go watch this movie. It seems to be pretty polarizing online, which I honestly actually 100% understand. Some people say it's overcomplicated just to be overcomplicated. Some people say it makes absolutely no sense, that it was super confusing. And yeah, I understand that. I completely understand the criticism. And to talk about what we're all thinking here, yes, I did find this movie scary in particular scenes, but it was more of the after effect that really got to me with this one. Warning, this is a fuck-ass movie. It's weird and it's complicated, it's depressing and unrelenting. You'll feel weird, yucky, and maybe even confused about your own life after watching this film. It's kind of like when you see a movie in a movie theater 10 a.m. and you walk out and it's still morning and it's not nighttime and you feel like your whole entire life perspective has changed. That's how I felt with this movie. As soon as I finished, dude, I was scrolling through tons of threads, watching tons of YouTube videos, seeing people's explanations and theories. And this is one of the main reasons I love horror as a genre. Even though people are ripping at each other's throats, telling them that their opinions are wrong, we're still coming together. And that's all that matters, right? Everyone's discussing and disagreeing and agreeing and changing their opinions based off what people are saying. It's just a good time. I love this stuff. But yeah, it's definitely not for everybody, and you actually may downright hate this film, but I found some pleasant enjoyment out of it. It's a haunted house movie that makes you question everything along the way, causing you to put things together and use your brain. And I feel some of you might get some enjoyment out of this because you guys don't ever use your brains. Like, I'm just kidding, all right, guys? Chill out. Also, it has an American remake called The Uninvited. I remember seeing The Uninvited movie before this one, actually, when I was very young, around 10 years old. And I realized that after watching this one and then looking it up and finding out there was a remake, and I remember seeing this one because it was rated PG-13 and they used the F word, and it blew my mind as a kid. They're not allowed to do that. If you've seen the American remake, tell me what you think of it in the comments. I just remember it being like a generic American remake horror movie. And also pay attention to the American remakes because there might be another one showing up very soon, as in literally the next. Okay, let's move on to the next movie. The next movie on this list is called The Eye. And let me get this out of the way right now. You're probably not going to like this one, but I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it was because it was thundering and lightning and the mood was hitting, but I genuinely enjoyed this movie for what it was. And it surprisingly got under my skin. I don't know what hit me. I think it's because I've been away from horror for so long that my defenses are down, and I don't know, man. It's just some weird shit going on. But this is another Asian horror film, and the synopsis reads, after 18 years of blindness, 20-year-old violinist Wong Kar-mun, I'm so sorry, regains her vision when she undergoes a corneal transplant. She's overjoyed with the procedure, but Mun's elation dissipates when she begins experiencing ghostly encounters. Ooh. Desperate to discover why she now sees ghosts, Mun turns to a psychologist, Dr. Wah, who believes the new corneas are causing the problems. I'm not going to read the rest of the synopsis because it low-key kind of gives it away. But all you have to know is that this lady, she could not see a damn thing. She was blind as a bat. Also, they used these contact lenses on her to make her look blind, and she just looked like, I don't even know. They were some crazy contacts. She gets a surgery, and she starts to see again. Slowly over time, her vision is pretty blurry at first, and she starts noticing some things in the corner of the room. She thinks maybe it's a nurse, maybe, it's just someone standing in the room. There's nothing weird to it. Eventually, we discover that these normal people that she's seeing are not Sally Rooney normal people. They are ghosts. They are ghouls. They are specters. Is that a word for them? And this leads to a very strange film that honestly is I'll just talk about it. So let's start with my notes here and go over the good. This film has very good scares, especially regarding its sound design. Let me show you a scare in particular that really got to me, and my friend who was barely even paying attention in Discord, he got freaked out by this.
係咪有事啊？
Yeah, watch this movie with the headphones on, crank your volume on the VLC media player to 150%, and you are not gonna enjoy a woman moaning in your... That's crazy. But this scare really got to me, and it kept me locked in, dude. I was ready for the next ones. I love when scares play with the audio, and instead of like jumping right in your face with a loud bang, it's like an actual noise that has some continuity with the scene. There's a reason for it. That was just a really good scare. It's a fairly straightforward horror film, so watching it right after The Tale of Two Sisters was genuinely pretty refreshing. I think the concept is pretty interesting, with the main character gaining sight only to start seeing creepy apparitions. And it really lends to the scares because, as you saw in the one that I showed you, her vision is blurry, so you can't really make out what you're seeing. I mean you can get like a figure, but a face, you can't make out a face exactly. You don't know the condition that this person is in. And there are some small Easter eggs in this film that genuinely scared me really bad. There was a part where she kind of starts to get used to seeing these ghosts, like it's something that she's had her whole entire life. And they've just become like, I don't know about family, but they've just become someone who's there. You see in the reflection of like the window of the train, there's just this face. And I didn't notice it at first, and I saw it out of the corner of my eye. And it just, I don't know why, dude. It just made my stomach churn. There's no attention to it. They never call back to it, or they never make notice of it in the movie. It's just there. It's just there for you to see. Wait, there's a sequel? Hold up. Breaking news. This just in. There is a sequel to this film. and I will definitely be adding it to my list. It looks like the reviews aren't horrible. Sorry, the ADHD kicked in. But yeah, some small things just really caught me off guard. I will say though that the scares did wear off pretty fast, but I was still interested in the story, and some of the ghosts were haunting to look at, like the guy in the elevator who was missing like a quarter or a half of his face. I wouldn't say it's a necessarily groundbreaking film or a must watch, but it did get me at points. This movie also had a straight up Final Destination scene, which I thought was crazy and definitely did not fit this movie at all, and that's where we start talking about the bad. This movie has probably the most harsh tonal shifts I have ever witnessed. One second it's a horror movie, the next it feels like this cheap K-drama, C-drama with the romance with the, I will say, handsome doctor. It's a good looking dude. I mean, how do you not fall in love with him? To prove my point, I'm going to show you 3 scenes and you tell me if you feel like they're from the same movie to you.
你幾點鐘放工啊？
黃家敏小姐係我今日最後一位病人嚟嘅。
你做咩坐咗我個位啊？
I think it's like the music in certain scenes or the editing. I feel like this movie just doesn't have like a personality. It doesn't have its own vision. Guys, some scenes just end and quickly cut to a new one, and the music sounds like it was straight up ripped out of royalty-free library. And also the CGI can be very, very bad at points. Also, this movie looks very early 2000s, which in my opinion, I kind of love it. But some may say this movie looks really cheap. I think the story adds some unnecessary plot points sometimes, but it's short enough to the point where I don't see an issue. Come on, guys. Overall, you know, it's not a must watch, but if you're bored one night, maybe some of the scares will get to you, and you'll agree with me on this one. This one might be up in the air with you guys. I have no idea. I found it to be different. I found it to be kind of fun. And I'm just stepping my foot back into horror after being away for so long. And this was a good little refresher, a good little appetizer. All right, let's move on to the final movie on this list. All right, so this next movie honestly wasn't even going to be on this list. I have no notes for this movie, so I might ramble a little bit. I might go off the beaten path, but we will be talking about Weapons. I'm probably going to make a whole entire video about this movie because of how much I actually loved it. So I'm not going to go super deep into it. I'm going to tell you the parts that scared me, the things that I enjoyed, pretty surface level stuff. Now, I finally got around to watching this film. I'm literally recording this maybe 30 minutes after I finished it. And I was watching it for the love of the game. I wasn't watching it to be scared. I actually had another movie on my list to watch next called The Borderlands. Not that one, this one. So I just wanted to watch Weapons. I just wanted to finally check it out. And yeah, it's making the list. A completely unexpected turn of events, and I couldn't be happier. And I would like to say that I did really like Barbarian. So I was naturally pretty excited to see what this director does next. But when I saw the trailers for this film, I honestly thought it looked really stupid. I was not excited to see it. I had no desire to watch it. I thought it was going to be like Sinister, how Raj Al Ghul, whatever that dude's name is, possesses kids. And I hated that. I hated the ending of Sinister and Sinister 2 altogether just because of that premise alone. I don't find children creepy. I don't find it as a scary plot point. And I really, honestly, like I said, I was not excited to see this movie basically at all. But oh my God, I love this movie. It might be one of my favorite horror movies I've seen in the last decade. We are honestly being fed so good. I love where horror is at right now. I'm so excited for the future. And we're just getting banger after banger recently. Now let's talk about the things that I loved about this film. This might be a little bit niche, but I love how this movie is lit. Not like frat boy lit, the way it looks, the lighting of the film. I noticed it when I saw Barbarian, how the lighting looked and how the scenes were shot with the lighting, and I loved it. And this movie does that exact same thing. I don't know why, it's something that stuck out to me as I was watching this film. I can't really point to an exact scene off the top of my head, but this movie altogether just looks absolutely fantastic. I was not expecting the different perspectives of people in this. I thought it was just going to follow like the main teacher the whole entire time, but no, we saw like 5 different perspectives, and I usually don't like that stuff. It is so well done here. It's not mundane, and it's not a chore to watch things that you already know are basically going to happen. I love the flipping through perspectives. It really enthralled me, and it kept me super engaged. And every single character has their own distinct story and their distinct personality, and I can't get enough of it. This world feels rich. It feels like actual human beings and their lives, and they all have different ones. It doesn't feel like one guy wrote all these different people. They just feel like people. Gladys in this movie is what makes this absolutely terrifying. I had no idea that there was going to be like a villain in this movie. I knew nothing about this movie going in. And when you first see her, that first jump scare during the dream sequence, oh my god, dude, I got full body chills. I think the scares in this film are really smart, and every single one of them got me. Some of them are jump scares, some of them are like creeping fears, like when the teacher was sitting outside the house that she was suspecting, you know, something weird is going on, and the lady came out with the scissors, and I was like, yeah, this is creepy, you know? And I just assumed she was gonna bash through the window with the scissors or something. But the fact that she went around the car and then opened up the car door, dude, that freaked me out so bad. You don't even see it happening. It's all audio, and it freaked me out so bad. And she got in the car, and that, dude, that is master craft. That is, I love that. I love this movie. And also, not to mention, this movie is just really funny sometimes. I've seen some people say that it's more of a comedy than it is a horror, and I think, although those people are correct, I do think it finds the perfect balance. I can go on and on about this movie. The most annoying part to me, this movie kind of reminded me of Longlegs. I don't know why, I couldn't tell you why. But the part about Longlegs that really kind of hampered its perfection in my eyes was the weird part in Longlegs where the mom was like information dumping and telling you quite literally down to the exact milligram detail exactly what is going on and what each character does. This movie, Weapons, did not do that, and I absolutely love that they didn't do that. How many times can I say absolutely love? I love that they didn't do that. I really enjoy when a director understands that his audience is not stupid and they will pick up on things, and it allows them to discuss afterwards. And although the story isn't super hard to follow, it just doesn't tell you everything. Whether it's like a small conversation with the parents saying, we haven't seen Gladys in like 15 years, this lady is a stranger, you know, it's just like small snippets of information instead of like just piling it all up in the last 40 minutes of the film. It's seamless, it's integrated well, and yeah, I super duper recommend you watch this movie. I think you'll get a great time out of it. And the ending is so satisfying. It's one of the most satisfying endings to any film I've ever seen. And the camera work in particular in one scene where someone is running through multiple houses, breaking through walls and windows. Dude, this movie caters to my brain absolutely perfectly. And just a small detail I would like to add is that during this movie, I noticed that Gladys, her lipstick and shit, it was all messed up and smeared. And in my head, I had this interpretation of her that she was not a human being. She was some sort of other being inside of a human body. And in her brain, she thinks to appear human and to appear likable, she has to wear makeup and she has to make herself look presentable, but she doesn't know how to do that exactly. She doesn't know how to get rid of the uncanniness of it. So the lipstick is like all fucked up and her haircut, her bob, she got a fuck ass bob. She looks weird, but in her head, this is what a human being should look like. This is how they should present themselves. And I looked it up afterwards, and the director basically confirmed that exact thing. And Zach Kreger, dude, him and I were just on the same brain length, and I will watch anything this dude releases. I think he's making the Resident Evil movie. I guess it's technically a reboot of them. I'm so excited. I could not tell you how excited I am. Amazing performances, amazing scares, amazing villain. I love Weapons to the bottom of my heart. I have to get this on 4K when it releases. I think Barbarian didn't get a physical release. Hopefully this does. So yeah, that concludes this video. I will probably make a whole entire separate video about Weapons, or maybe when I talk about my favorite horror films of the year, it'll come up and I'll go into way more detail. But yeah, these are the movies on this list. I really hope you guys enjoyed. And if you checked out any of them, let's talk about it in the comments. Let's be civil. People have different opinions. That's just how it is. And when it's something so minuscule and minute about movies of all things, we don't need to be telling each other to jump in front of a lawnmower or something. Let's just keep it civil. People disagree sometimes. That's all. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, great night. And yeah, see you later. Bye-bye.